Hey everybody, what's up guys? It's Eva back for another video. And today I'm here with my dog Benji. And it's a story time, so I'm going to tell you how I got this little poofers. Because I didn't buy him from a store like most people buy them from. They buy them from shelters, breeders, all that stuff. But this little Benji, his name's Benji, I didn't exactly find him at one of those places. So here I'm going to tell you how I found him. So yeah. First of all, I don't remember what day it was. I do remember it was in second grade. My family that lives in Pennsylvania traveled here to visit us for a week. And they left, and 1 week later, we went to a park and saw these two dogs. One was Benji, and the other one was the dog we call Scraggly. He is not here. We got him a new owner, so yeah. And we saw those two dogs running around. Scraggly was more of like a terrier mixed with a chihuahua, like matted fur, and like he looked very dirty, like his skin color was like tan and like stuff like that. And Scraggly was following this bigger dog. Can't remember what type it was. Maybe it was like I don't know, it was just a big dog, so much bigger than Scraggly was. Scraggly was a girl, if you were wondering. Benji's a boy. And the lady was walking her dog. Scraggly and Benji had no collars, no chips, no leashes. And I walked over to the lady and I walked past her. And I was looking at Scraggly. And then the lady, the girl, the woman, the one who was walking her dog, was like, "Hey, I'm going to go put my dog in the car and I'm going to come back for this dog. You stay here. Can you watch him?" And I was like, "Sure." So I took Scraggly and I rolled him over. I rolled her over. I rubbed her belly and all that stuff. And I watched the lady. She walked away in the parking lot out the park. It wasn't really a park. It was more of a place near the ocean where you can fish. And then there was it's in a Mexican area too. And the dog, Scraggly, was rolling over and all that stuff, and I see the lady. She walks to her car, puts her dog in the car, gets in the car, and drives off. See, I wait about 5 minutes. The lady doesn't come back. What do I do? So then I let, Scraggly, go. And then Benji, this guy, is walking over to my family, "Hey, what's up?" And he's the same as Scraggly, no collars, no chip, no leashes, no nothing. And we were just and I was like, "Hey, what are we doing? Maybe we should try to find their owners." And my family's like, "Okay." So we took the dogs, we held them, and we were like, "Hey, do you guys know anybody who has these dogs? Because where people could fish, it's a little bridge. But dogs aren't allowed to go on the bridge." It was more of a long bridge where people can go on the bridge and fish, but dogs can't. So my dad walked up on the bridge and he asked people on the bridge because we couldn't bring Benji on the bridge. Benji's Scraggly. And then we couldn't find their owners, so we left and we went to a Mexican place to eat some chips, and we didn't know if these dogs had any owners, so we wanted to see if they were trained. So we were like, "Sabrina, since we're in a Mexican area, maybe they had a Mexican owner." And my sister does Spanish class, so she knows how to say things. And she was like, "How about I say sit in Spanish?" And I don't know how to say it, so I can't say it right now. If you guys can say it, comment down below. And yeah. So yeah, we couldn't, my sister, said sit in Spanish. They didn't sit. We said it in English. They didn't sit. We know more languages, but, those two were, the only ones that we think the dogs know. And after going to the place, we had to carry them the whole time because Well, my mom was afraid that they would go out and like bite people because we don't know the dogs and we don't have a leash and we don't have a collar either. Sorry. And then we went to Petco. We drove home, went to Petco, and when we went to Petco, we asked the people, we were like, yo, like, we found these dogs, like, what do we do? And they were like, well, first you're going to need food. So we went to the thing, and they showed us some food that might be nice. We got the food, like, in a box over there. I'll show you in a second. And they gave us the food, and then one of the guys worked there. He was like, hold on, can I check something? And we were like, sure. So we gave them the 2 dogs. They checked their paws, and they squeezed it to, like, spread it out and to see. Because dogs who are young, they usually have pink paws. Bengie's not young anymore. He has, like, black paws. And they also checked his teeth, because you can also check their teeth. And I don't know what else they checked. I kind of forgot. But, like, those are the 2 that I remember they checked. And the guy was like, yeah, they're about 1 year old. And they're still puppies. Not anymore. They're, like, young. But, so the guy was like, well, this is all we can do. I mean, we can't really take the dogs. So, like, they gave us the food. We bought it. They gave us some advice on, like, what to do with them. So, we went home, and later that day, we have neighbors that live, like, over there in the condo, and they have a dog, and their dog is big, about this, a little bit bigger than that, but, like, I can't really show you because my thing is small, and he's a pretty big dog, not really big, but, like, so, let's just get to the chase. They have old collars, old leashes, old toys that they never play with. Came over, looked at the dogs, and they were like, yeah, here you go. Here are some things. Here are some leashes and collars. I don't know if they'll fit. But we also have another neighbor that used to own a dog. Their dog died, which is really sad. But Steve, he has a pug. He had a pug, and that pug had bones, so he gave us bones for free. And one of my dad's coworkers, one of his friends at work, gave us a little, a small cage. Not cage, what are those things called? I don't really know. Put him in, I'll show you in a second. But, like, they got, like, this little cage for him. Not cage, but, like, I'll show you in a second. And then we got all these things for free. And as Mara came over, the one with the dog, she came over with her friend. And she was like, so, this is your dog? This is the dog you found? And we were like, yeah. Well, one of Mara's friends that also came over, she was like, he kind of looks like Bengie, you know, the one from the movie, except black, so different color. And we were like, you know what, that sounds like a good name. So we named him Bengie, our little fluffy dog here. So that's Bengie, and that was pretty much it. Like, we fed them these little small dog food. We don't feed them things. We didn't feed them, like, the soft kind. We give them the hard one. Although, now Bengie has spoiled parents that spoil him, I mean. And, like, they give him chicken with his food. So they, like, take chicken with, like, nothing on it and stuff like that. And then they break it up into really small pieces. Bengie, why are you leaving? And then he's stretching. And then they take, like, all of their things and, like, they take the chicken and, like, break it up into pieces and then all that stuff. And then they put in his food, mix it up. Because he doesn't like eating his food by itself. He likes it with chicken. Bengie, do you like chicken? Yes, he does. He loves chicken. Chicken, we didn't give him chicken before, but now we do, because that's what his owners wants him to. So after we took care of them for a long time, Bengie was about, I don't know, like 2 when we went on a trip to somewhere. I forgot where we went, but we went somewhere. And we couldn't take care of the dogs. We asked our friend, and we were like, hey, can you take care of Scraggly and Bengie for us? They were like, sure, we'll take care of them. So we gave them crate. That's what it's called, not cage, crate. And we gave that to them, and then they took care of the dogs. And on the first night, they went to go walk them, and guess what happened? Scraggly used to wear a harness, and she slipped out of the harness. She, moved her head back and slipped out, and then ran off. So later that day, we were looking for them. Me and my sister and my aunt stayed home because she was visiting, so we went somewhere. And that night, we gave it to them. Scraggly ran away, so my mom and dad drove there to go find them. They couldn't find them. A few days later, Benjie's still with David and Nikki. And then David and Nikki fall in love with Bengie. So Benjie's now theirs. We gave it to them for free, but they had to give him shots and everything. So now he's healthy and he has shots. But Scraggly, when we were driving in the car, I remember my mom got a phone call from David, the one that owns Bengie, and was taking care of Bengie. And it was like, hey, we found somebody that that found Scraggly, because they put up signs saying, hey, we found Scraggly. And when we found Bengie and Scraggly, we looked around that area to make sure, there wasn't any, missing dog signs. And then when Scraggly went missing, David put up, missing Scraggly dog. If you, find him, call this. And somebody found him. And when my mom and dad got there to look for Scraggly, it was 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. And when they found Scraggly, it was actually 9 p.m. So they were, looking for no reason, he was never going to find them. And they saw Scraggly, and they took him home, and they were like, you know what? We're going to go check back there, and we're going to see if he actually has parents. So they saw, oh, no, they have parents. But they actually really liked Scraggly. And we were like, yeah, he's not our dog. And they were like, what? And then we were like, if you want, you can have him for free. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they had to give him shots and everything. And that was really cool because, finding Bengie and Scraggly was, one of the best things. And Scraggly, the color of him actually looked like dirt. So I could, go wash him, and he'd still look like that. So, yeah, it was really funny. Benjie's fur is really weird. As you can see, it's all, the sun! Jesus is behind me! His fur is all matted in different places. He actually has a boo-boo right now because they gave him a shot, and he scratched it. So, yeah. And then, yeah, so that's it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird because, it sounds a little raspy because I'm a little sick. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!